Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Housen Harrow.
I'm Eric Savage.
Eric Savage, my man here. Today we're going to be talking about Spartan Protocol. And first off, I'm going to just mention none of this should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors.
All right, so if you're like me and you woke up on Saturday morning in the US, you got up to a nasty surprise and you found out that the Sparta liquidity pools had been hacked. The Sparta team jumped right on the problem, and a short time later, by the time the sun came up the next day, they had published a root cause analysis of this. So let's take a minute and talk about what happened, how it happened, and why this might not actually be such a bad thing. The code that was exploited has been in Sparta since version 1, which came out sometime around September. This code has been seen by the entire development team. This code has been seen by every contributor to the Sparta protocol. This code has been seen by an independent audit firm.
Which gave their approval.
It's a pretty elite group of people, and nobody saw this. I've been in software development for the better part of 25 years, and I look at the exploit path that they took. They used $61 million to pollute the liquidity pool such that they could come out and steal $30 million. If you look at the structure of this hack as reverse engineered for blockchain transactions, you can see that it was a really complicated attack, and I believe the way that this was pulled off was somebody pulled down the code and they wrapped it up in a test harness, and they had months and months to look for exploits, and they finally found something. They found something that the Sparta team didn't find, they found something that independent auditors didn't find, and they found something that everyone who looked at the Sparta code base didn't find.
Right. So they're able to walk away with $30 million. If they had $59 million to do this, they wouldn't have been able to pull it off.
This isn't a case of somebody leaving the front door unlocked. This was a very, very sophisticated attack, and they more or less polluted a buffer. And the good news is, as much as I hate to say it, this bug was found, and it cost somebody $30 million to find it. Boeing developed the F-22 fighter. They crash airplanes when they have software bugs. In decentralized finance, we lose $30 million. Right? This is a zero-day exploit. We've known about this exploit as a valid bug for exactly 0 days. It's no longer a 0 day now. It's been figured out. It's no longer in the wild, and it's been remedied. These types of things happen to every company. They happen to banks. They happen to Apple Computer. If you write software, you're vulnerable to these things, and that's just the world we're living in. But after looking this over, the only way that this was ever going to get found was by a profit-motivated hacker who invested the time and, quite frankly, had $61 million to do it.
Through the struggle, our strength will be born. It's just like the real story of the Spartans. Those elite 300, that's the V1 pool. They may have fallen, one left that day. Years later, he had 30,000 Spartans strong by his side. This is by no means the end for Spartan Protocol. In fact, this is just the beginning. So, we've been gifted a $30 million, discovery, really. Because later it could be $300 billion, and it's better that it happens now in the infancy. It's never fun to go through, but this will not stop Spartan Protocol. I have much faith. In the short term, the unanswered question neither one of us will be able to go over perfectly because nobody knows is when deposits come back live on Binance. You got a lot of people taking advantage of the cheap coins on the decentralized exchanges. They're hoping to sell them for more when the deposits come back. But this is the Binance Smart Chain. CZ's in control of all of this. He might be like, no. He might roll back all these transactions. They may let it slide. They may let them balance out and catch up with each other. But this is a very zoomed in view. What we see in Sparta is the big picture and where it's really going. And the $1 trillion derivatives market that it's in. The big picture is amazing. Synthetic assets are amazing. You want to buy $2 billion worth of Ethereum without moving the price a dollar? The only way to do that is through synthetic assets. As the world gains more money, we need synthetic assets. We need this protocol, and we will fight. I will fight by Spartan's side. This is only beginning.